I've been wanting to make a series titled Corrections. Whenever they have a full-time hacker. Now, the other night when I had to call the police because the Metro PCS guy, him and his people were so angry at me because I was in the store recording and talking a little bit of trash, saying some things that were kind of out of order because I was frustrated and I needed to deal with my frustration. So I was standing there, and as I was recording, saying, in his culture, they put women beneath them, and he can't see me as an equal. But he is in America, so he has to learn to see women as an equal because women stand next to men here in America as equals, even though they may have different responsibilities within relationships. And now, pretty much everything is, fair game for everything is really tossed up here in America now in a different way. So I said he can't respect me and help me because he sees me, like he sees women in his culture. Property. Be quiet. Go get your husband, bring him back and let me talk to him. Kind of like that energy. And I just stood there and talked out my frustration and anger for about 30, 45 minutes. And I was saying it makes no sense for these people to put their whole business in jeopardy over $10, $15. One of our tablets broke, so Angola was at the store asking people for $1 to buy me cough medicine. And some man in the truck came and gave her $30, asked her if she wanted a job. She said no, because I told her absolutely, if these men are trying to talk to you crazy, you let me know. And you tell them you are completely not interested, even if that means giving him his $30 back. But this person, I think, was decent and in order, and God just sent him as an angel to help us. So after she bought the medicine and a soda, she came back and said, Mom, I got this amount of money. I said, good, go to Metro PCS and buy us another tablet because only 2 devices work right now, which means somebody has to share. It's 3 of us. And we are now all addicted to, YouTube, Discord, Snapchat, TikTok. So I knew she was going to have some problems, so I did the best I could to not send her to one we've had a problem with and to tell her the things. They always try to give us a reprint receipt, and that's because somebody else is on my account. I don't know who it is, but whoever it is, they go behind me places where I spend cash, and they will get a refund and then put the purchase on a credit card or something. I don't know. Maybe it's Donnie trying to get money from my trust, and he'll lie and say that he bought me something and he ain't bought nothing. So Angola gave the man $29, and he said that it was $39, but he cashed it out as $39, like the exact change on the receipt. Now, these tablets cost $27 and some change with tax. We've been buying them for the last year, and we're a little bit clumsy because we don't get the cases. So when we drop them and they break, we just go and spend another $30 and get another one. Now, this is the first time ever they charge $10 extra for a Sims card. And then when I get it, under the Wi-Fi, it says August the 6th. Now, I said something is not right. This is a pre-used tablet. That's why he had her buy another Sims card. Now, instead of him just getting a brand new box or saying we don't have any more or this is the only one we have left, I can sell it to you if you, buy another Sims card. He, just did his little slick trick. And he should have allowed her to know the information so she could have made an informed decision. Even though she's a child, she still can think. And she was talking to me on the phone for the most part of it. I was in and out of it because I could barely breathe. Now, we get home and she gets home and she says, Mom, he said come back next month this month on the 23rd because we just paid the phone bill. On the 23rd and activate the tablet. I'm like, what? The whole point of buying the tablet is to have access now. So I said, call 611, have them to drop the tablet that's broken and to put the tablet you just bought in its place. Simple enough. We called them. They're like, oh, you got to pay $25 activation, $25 activation. I said, listen, I'm just going to file another complaint with Ashley Moody's office, the Attorney General in Tallahassee, because you all are always trying to scam. Y'all be trying to nickel and dime people, and y'all going to lose your whole organization. Now, they done already got fined or something behind scamming with the Affordable Connectivity Program grant. When you are a food stamp recipient, you can apply for a grant and it gives you $30 off of your bill. So they will give Metro PCS $30 towards your bill. So let's say your bill is $60. Our bill was $60. We dropped it down to $60. So they'll pay $30 and then you owe $30. We were approved for nearly a year and we only got 1 month, $30, the discount. And that's because they are secretly working with somebody behind my back and letting that person be on my account. When we started this account way back in 2022 or 2023, can't remember. It was income tax time. I think it couldn't have been 2022 March because we were still living in the house. So it had to be March of 2023. Galvin got angry because I contacted the FBI about the money that Shelly Williams was supposed to have sent me to his Cash App. So money for me, ArielleAtkins, sent to Galvin Emisibe's Cash App. Now he true enough got money, but he said, oh no, my brother Wesley sent me money. This money was for me and he only sent me $1,000. And I said, Lord, I know this man lying. So he said he wasn't. And it kept bothering me. I said, I need to know because I was looking at Galvin as somebody who could work as my office manager in my SOS 5 STEMG Academy. So he came from California. He said he worked as a headhunter and he was well versed in personnel. He was well versed in hiring people for the right job and putting people in the right places. So I thought, wow, this is a godsend. Okay, so I'm thinking me sending, this $2,000-$3,000 to his Cash App is not a big deal. This man was just making six figures and, people who have been exposed to money usually don't steal, I think. So to shorten a long story, when I contacted the FBI and gave them the scenario and told them I never got the money and I never got my FEMA money, and I wanted to find out who was messing around in my phone and stealing the Cash App money off of my account, my Cash App on my daughter's phone, Set's phone, the twin girl. And after that, he turned off his phone, I guess, and our tablets were connected to his phone. At the time, those tablets were pay $15 and $5 a month, right? And you can have 4 tablets on your account. So we thought maybe he got in trouble or something, and we went to pay his bill because he had been carrying the $15 for us to have tablets for several months. So we were just thankful. So it's like, okay, well, if we pay his bill, then we can continue to have our phone service, our tablet service, and he can continue to have his phone service. When we got to Metro PCS, the man said, oh, that bill's already been paid. So I said, oh, he must be angry about me, reporting the thing to the FBI. But I thought if you didn't take the money, then you would want to help me find out who took the money. And that's how I determined that it was him. So we said, okay, well, what can we do? He said, well, right now we're having a special, after tax special. You can buy the phone, pay for the service, get the phone free. So that's what we did. We paid $60 for the first month. That gave us 20 or 25 gigabytes of hotspot. And we added my tablet, paid $15 to add a tablet. They didn't have the tablet I wanted. So he said, well, I said I'll go around to some other Metro PCSs and get the tablet that I want so we can continue to communicate. Turns out he was scamming me and he gave my tablet away, so I never got that free tablet, right? So I had to file a complaint. He said, well, if you don't get it when you come back next month, you can pick it up then, right? Okay. So next month when I go to pick it up and pay the bill, they tell me I got to pay $140 to get the same tablet. So I'm like, dang, all these Metro PCS, workers are fraud workers also. And I said, well, I'm not going to pay no 140 something dollars. We're standing in Metro PCS and somebody tried to make a $236 purchase through our Cash App and it said insufficient fund on the screen of the phone. And I'm like, well, who in the hell has the power to go into our Cash App? So my daughter had to unlock Cash App to make a payment. So who was at the store? A man in a USF hoodie, and the hoodie, I'm sure, was my hoodie that was stolen out of my car. Letitia's friend Zay from the flea market, but before Zay was Letitia's friend, he was friend of Josie Thomas. Josie Thomas put him on and showed him how to sell oils, incense, like that. So that's what he sold at the flea market. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, wait a minute. So Josie is in on this scam, or is Letitia in on this scam? I don't know who's in on the scam, but I see Zay. And Zay comes in the door talking about, oh, I need to buy a tablet for $136 or something, he said, which let me know Zay was in on the scam. So they didn't take any money off the card. We paid partial. She did Cash App, and then she went to the little kiosk to push the rest of the money through to pay the bill. So she pushed the money through the kiosk in the store. There was also a kiosk on the outside of the store. This is next to Mr. and Mrs. Crab on 15th Street and Fowler. So that's how we found out about the, still somebody's on my account doing scams. When you go to my Metro, it says Melody. Now, my name is not Melody. My account should be under ArielleKAtkins. So the receipt that he gave my daughter says ArielleKAtkins. But in the mechanical part of the phone, it says Melody. Who is Melody? Before Melody, it was some Spanish lady's name. So it's like, even though I filed these complaints with the Homeland Security, ICE department, and Ashley Moody's office, the scammer is still going on. And I believe they live back here on this back street where we are. So let's pull it up now back to what happened a couple of days ago when I upset the man. They followed me from like 12 o'clock to almost 12 o'clock that night. I caught 4 different buses to 4 different parts of the earth. And that was because God led me. He said, I want you to go here, there, there. I don't want you to take danger back to the girls. Not only that, I want you to record that they followed you in 4 different places to establish this as a RICO gang stalking charge. To see somebody 4 times in one day in 4 different parts of a city, that is no coincidence. So when I called the police and I was standing down the street, I said, Lord, why won't these people open the door? I said, does somebody I know live here? And God said, yes. I said, who? He said, Paul. I said, there's no way. Because Paul lives out in Gibsonton somewhere. He bought a house out Ruskin, Gibsonton somewhere. So, and God said, yeah, he's here. I said, who else is on this street? He said, James McCaskill Jr. I said, ain't no way. So I'm just definitely thinking I am flipping. I'm feeling bad. I'm dehydrated. I'm hungry. So I'm just bugging for real, for real. And then next door to me, well, 3 houses up, is supposed to be this motherfucker, pardon my French, that evil motherfucker, what's his name? Wow. Donnie Dwayne Flowers. So it's like they done all moved by me. And then in the park, I see James Johnson's son. He looked just like James Johnson. Now, I ain't never stopped this child and asked him if he is the child of James Johnson, but when I look in his face, he is a more handsome version of his father, and he's in a black Chevy Impala. Every day that car is there damn near. It's a whole clique of them that sit out there. And God told me not to go to the courthouse to pick up no $19,000. That's what Al told me. Well, they sold a house and your money's there. You got $19,000. How you sell a house for $306,000 and mom's will said share equally is four of us. Four divided into 30, or let's say four divided into $306,000 ain't $19,000, right? Because 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 8 is 32. So that's what, $75,000 my check should be? So God said, don't go down there. As soon as you go get it, them niggas gonna be out the door to steal it from you, whether that is electronically or bip your ass upside the head. So I left it. And I told my sister Alba, because she's very interested in other people's money. She's got other people trying to go get my money. I said, girl, leave my money there. If it's mine, what they're supposed to do is, if I don't come pick it up in time, they're supposed to report it to Tallahassee, and then it becomes a part of the unclaimed funds, and I can get it from there. So you don't need to be trying to worry about my money. So, it's so much dealing with these people. They have separated me from my jobs. I get a job and it's like they will bump me from my job and put a man in it. I think Dwayne Ware ended up working at Rogers Park Golf Course. I loved my job there. And he had a landscape company, so I didn't think that if I tell him about my job at Rogers Park, he gonna come and try to bump me out my spot. Bitch, you work for your own company. And I haven't confirmed this. This is something I feel in my soul. But I do know that they let me go. And they had replaced me with somebody, I'm sure. Now, I got shot at work. So I told my supervisor, I'm going to get me a gun or something and bring it to work with me, because I'm out on this tractor at 5:30 in the morning, dark morning. You know what it looked like at 5:30 a.m. And I'm on a tractor raking bunkers. And you know how big a damn golf course is. I mean, if they would have shot me and rolled me off into the Hillsborough River, when were they going to find me? They could have lied and said, she ain't never come to work. Craig, the big supervisor, overall manager, didn't come to work that day, so I was working under my immediate supervisor, Al. And I remember Al sitting on his little cart, and he had a blanket over his lap. It was December, it's cold, he could have a blanket over his lap. He ain't never used to carry no blanket. So it took me all this time to realize Al is the one that had that gun. I believe that with all my heart, mind, body, and soul. And when I approached bunker number 3, Al was sitting there waiting for me in between hole number 1 and hole number 2 on the long stretch. And I said, I see you, Al, because he had his lights off on the car. So God said, turn your lights off. And I believe that's the only thing that saved my life. I turned the lights off on the raker that I was driving, the little small tractor I was driving, and he couldn't see straight to shoot the shit out of me. And when I heard the gunshot, I said, Happy New Year. That's what God put on my tongue. And I kept braking. I said, God, please don't let these people kill me. And I kept braking, and I never looked back. I never looked back until God said it's safe to look. They're gone. He's gone. Because, well, see, I said they're gone. So that means somebody other than Al was out in that field. For a long time, I thought it was James Johnson, because he's a Scorpio too. And they harbor resentment and anger. So I didn't put it past him to come over there to my job and find out where I worked, and, to be in the bushes to try to do me something, because he mad because I left him, even though he didn't treat me well, and didn't even act like he appreciated me. But even, you know, the dog you kick every day, you might miss when the dog gone. So they didn't shoot me, thank God. And I was so freaked out. I was trying to get up and go to work the next day and the next day. And I said, I ain't going out there with nothing. I'm going to go get me a gun or something and a license to carry. And then I'll return to work. And so that way, when I'm out in the field, you know, now we got us a Wild Wild West duo. It ain't just you against me and nothing. And they sent me a letter in the interim saying, you know, it's slowing down and it's wintertime and we don't have as much to do, so we don't need you anymore. And if it were not for them shooting at me, I think I would still be there. And that's unfortunate. But the same thing happened at AriellEOil. Now, most of these jobs I'm overqualified for, and I really need to be in the classroom or in somebody's office. But with my teeth missing, my confidence level was really hit, and I just didn't have the same drive to be in the school with the children because, you know, they pick on you and shit. And sometimes you wake up and you're not well rested and you didn't have your coffee, and you may fuck around and say something to them little nappy head heathens that y'all send to school that ain't got no home training. And I didn't want to put myself in that position again. So I was just trying to figure it out because every avenue that I opened would shortly they're closed. So I'm working at AriellEOil, having a good time. And this particular night, this lady followed me to the bathroom 3 times. And God said, this bitch trying to do you something. Now, why every time I get ready to go to the bathroom, and when I go to the bathroom, if I'm working, I don't fuck off. I don't even like going to the bathroom. But sometimes I just didn't have the energy, so I was drinking 2, 3 sodas a shift just to keep caffeine in my system so that I could work, right? I'm not the kind of person that if you ain't got shit to do, I'm going to walk around trying to let no clock go off. If you ain't got shit to do, let me go home. Because I can find something to do at my house and I'll make up the difference in the money. I don't need it that bad where I'm finna sit up here and just walk around and nurse a clock. Hell no. So when I'm at work, I'm working. I'm moving like I'm working. I get that from Dorothy Atkins. Now, so if I have to go to the bathroom, I'm quick. I'm in there, I pull my pants down, I done pissed, wiped, and they're back up. And I am at the sink washing my hands in less than 2 minutes. So when I come out, she's walking in slowly. I'm like, what is this? So the second time, the same thing happened. I was sneaking shifts because, you know, it takes a lot to get to AriellEOil. And if you don't have a car, when you get to Ybor City, you got to walk the rest of the way or ride a bicycle the rest of the way. And then when you get to the front gate of the Port of Tampa, you still got another 20, 30-minute walk to get to AriellEOil. Now, I usually wait at the front and ask somebody, are you going to AriellEOil? Can I catch a ride? So if I'm working an 18-hour shift, that's a lot. So I'm going too far into detail. Okay, so now I done missed my other point. But to shorten a long story, I got bumped from my position at AriellEOil. Somebody else was working as me. I think it was that motherfucker Donnie Dwayne Flowers working in my position. Now, I had given them several good ideas, and I told them, if you use my idea, please pay me a little something for the incentive of even thinking about how to improve your company. I'm not a business owner, but I like to say I'm a business owner. I'm more ministry minded. But I told them, as a person who has a business, you know, I look at things as though it's my business. And I gave them several suggestions that if they took, they would save money and run things more expeditiously. And I think I made a couple of enemies because they made changes. And when they make changes, that changes the supervisors, that changes everything. It changes something for every position. So from Tarot, they're saying that they offered me a promotion. I didn't get the promotion. People Ready told me I was on the do not return list, and Liberty Staffing told me I was on the do not return list. So they boxed me out so that they could put a person in that they liked and they could shave off of their income money. Because what they were doing to me at Liberty Staffing is giving me a $61 paycheck. It's like, wait a minute. The normal shift is almost $80, and you keep handing me $61. So they were shaving money off. And I didn't know what to do because I needed the job. The children and I, my four of my children, my nephew and myself, we were at 6010 North 32nd Street. Anthony was supposed to be paying the $352 mortgage. I paid lights, I paid water, and I paid the cable bill. And, the little incidental recreation stuff or washing clothes, that was all on me. Anthony might do a hairdo or a haircut for a moon. He did that for a moon in a set only. Weave job for a set and a haircut for a moon. So I needed the job, so I just kept letting them mistreat me. And I guess this is what Arthur Atkins, my dad, was trying to get me to understand. If you let people keep taking advantage of you, they'll keep doing it. And that's why he told me to go back to school and hit the girl that hit me yesterday. Because if you don't let this bitch know that there's a consequence, she gonna keep hitting on you. So that's where I am now. They're just abusing me, abusing me, abusing me. I go out into the world, find good jobs, and then they get taken. The job at Tibbetts in Lakeland, making roof trusses, that would have been $16 an hour, and that was right after we got evicted from 6010 North 32nd Street on June 2nd, 2022. That would have allowed me 10 hours a day, $16 an hour, $160 a day. We were paying $100 a day for my room at Graham's Hostel. So that would allow me to keep making the $100 payments. This was in the summertime. A set was there. She had just turned 18 on May 26th of 2022. So she could stay there with her two little sisters, and I could stay in Largo for the work week and then come back on the weekends until I got enough money saved to get my insurance on my car. And I was going to tow my car over there and live in my car because there's a Wawa right around the corner from Tibbetts. And Sharon blocked me from getting the job. Tom looked like he was willing, but Sharon shook her head like, no. You know how them bitter black mean bitches do. They twist their mouth and put their head down and let you know no. So she roadblocked me, and I guarantee you, somebody that I know got that position. I didn't know that people were following me everywhere I went and going in and talking about me. So ain't no sense in beating this dead horse. God is great. And as my motivational mentor, Leslie Calvin Brown, likes to say, truth crush the earth will rise. Takes a little time, but it will rise. And it is rising. So I'm going to cut this short. And let me see if I can even remember what was the original topic of this. Why did I even start talking about this? Talked about being shot at Rogers Park, them taking my job away from me at Emily Oil, the girl following me to the bathroom 3 times at Emily Oil, them putting me on the DNR list at Liberty Staffing and People Ready. I got a check from the United States Department of Labor, and I believe Anthony is the one that took it and cashed it. I think Anthony is living as ArielleAtkins, but he done changed the alias to Alan Atkins. And why would he do this? Because he is a habitual DUI driver. After you get 3 DUI charges, you can't drive anymore. they turn you into a habitual and they take your license. So if that's the case, that means bitch don't drive because you don't have common sense to know that once you take a drink, don't drive, Dodo. So now you gonna fuck up my record because you want to continue to do some shit that you done been set down from. And so I think my brother Anthony, yeah, I think it's my brother Anthony. So who would need to help him in order for him to cash my check and take my money out my account? They probably set up an account with a corrupt bank officer, and that corrupt bank officer allows them to do what they want to do under my name, even though the IDs don't match and the person standing before them doesn't match the ID. They have my ID. I sent my social security card to 6010 North 32nd Street, as did my daughter a set, because we were trying to get jobs so that we could stabilize our lives. And he won't give us the mail. He still won't give me the mail. Apple won't give me my mail. They'll give me junk mail, but they don't give me my official business mail. And from what I understand, they done bought a couple of cars and houses in my name. And here I am over here struggling without utilities. Thankful to be here now, but I'm supposed to be living in the lap of luxury. I'm supposed to have my G-Wagon if I want it. I'm supposed to be at Indian Rocks Beach Resort if I want to be there. And I guess they just couldn't stand to see God bless me. So they stole it.